It all started in San Diego for Jake Peavy. It's where he became one of the most dominant arms in the game and took home the Cy Young in 2007. Now, the fiery veteran is part of the Giants starting rotation. And today, he faces his former team in his first start of the year. It's Jake Peavy taking on the Padres, and it's coming up next. One more day here in San Diego. This is game 4 of this 4-game series. And this afternoon, it's the Giants and Padres. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants need a win to even the series and take the road trip. So they're going to hand the ball to Jake Peavy. And probably an exciting day for Peavy. Not only is he healthy, but he's making his first start back here in a different uniform.
Well, you're right. He won 139 games for the Padres while wearing their uniform, and today he takes them on as an opponent for the first time. So, this has got to be a big day for him. Plus, it's his opening day. But the Giants have had a pretty good road trip. Today they can make it an outstanding road trip, especially if they can beat a very tough opponent, Tyson Ross, who beat him twice last year. He's got great stuff. But they have to focus on today. As hard as it's going to be because of their anticipation to come home tomorrow, they have to concentrate today, and that'll be a test.
No Pagan and no McGee, but the Giants are hoping for a happy flight. Stay tuned. We will take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update, and we'll do that right after this.
is brought to you by Jack in the Box. Jack's hottest sandwich is back. Head to Jack in the Box for Jack's Blazing Chicken Sandwich. By Toyota, #1 in MPG, durability, and resale value. Toyota, let's go places. And by DraftKings.com. Play daily fantasy baseball for free on DraftKings.com with the official daily fantasy partner of Major League Baseball. Enter promo code ORANGE for free entry.
Beautiful day here at Petco Park as the Padres take the field. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. The admission-free boardwalk is open today for spring break. 64 degrees here at the yard. We have very calm winds, humidity at 70%. And as we look around from our broadcast booth, not a cloud in the sky. Here's a lineup that will be facing Tyson Ross. It'll go like this. It'll be Aoki, Panik, and Buster Posey. And then Brandon Belt, first game since Tuesday when he pulled his right groin. It'll be Crawford, Maxwell, and Blanco. Matt Duffy gets another start. However, this afternoon it's at third, and Jake Peavy will hit ninth.
On the hill today for the San Diego Padres will be the big right-hander, Tyson Ross. Take a look at what he did in his opener against the Dodgers. 6 strong, couple of earned runs, 4 strikeouts. He's got some of the best stuff in the National League West. Big guy, 6'5", 230-pounder. Ross, born and lives in Oakland. And when you take your at-bats against Ross, you're going to see a live fastball, lots of sink and velocity that goes low to high 90s, depending on the grip. Also a straight-down, hard slider. At times he'll even hit 90 miles an hour. And he's got a changeup. And everything he has, he can strike you out. And everything he has can get a ground ball. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Tyson Ross today. Starting in the Padres outfield from left to right, it'll be Upton, Venable, and Kemp. Good arms across the board. Amarista and Middlebrooks will be on the left side of the infield. Solarte and Alonso will be on the right side. And Will Nieves will be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Nori Aoki. See the numbers for Aoki to start out the season. Very good. He's 4 for 12 in this series. But he's hit the ball hard almost every time up. And the first pitch of the ball game is a called strike. And it started 1 minute late. And this is tapped foul. And it's 0-2 in Ross's start against the Dodgers. He did allow 9 hits in that start, a couple of runs. And this is flipped to left, but right there is Upton, and that's how this game gets started. And here's Joe Panik. Giants have scored just 3 runs in this series, and even at that, they've managed to win a game. They won on Thursday, 1-0. Here's Panik. Panik 2 for 12 in the series. And he takes the first pitch down low. Panik has never had an at-bat against Tyson Ross. And he shoots this one right past the second baseman, Solarte. And Panik is going to go for 2. And he is going to make it. A nice base running.
Heads up play. If you get around first base and you can see the backs of the outfielders and you can see their numbers, that's your go sign. And he takes on a pretty good arm. Kemp's got a very strong arm, and it's an accurate arm. These are big gaps, and you can see how deep Kemp finally got to the ball in the outfield. And then when it was all said and done, it was an easy take at second base for Panik, and he had this in his mind the whole way.
Yeah, I'm going to give Billy Hayes credit for that.
Billy Hayes, Giants' first base coach, gets an assist.
Buster Posey. On the ground to short. Amarista will make the play. Posey retired on 1 pitch. And here's Belt. So Belt taking his first at bat in this 4-game series, having been on the shelf with a right groin injury. He does have 4 hits in 11 career at bats against Ross, a couple of doubles. And he takes a strike. This is the injury. He injured it on a pop-up.
Well, baseball is a game of quick starts. I mean, you get in a ready position to field your position, and all of a sudden, boy, you got to go. And as he turned around to go directly behind him, and that's when it all bound up.
Yeah, of course, we saw the injury to Casey McGee last night. Both injuries, no contact involved at all.
But diagnosed as just minimal injuries and not enough to put you on a DL. So we're keeping our fingers crossed.
Belt chases a pitch in the boot.
It's that hard slider that Ross has. I mean, it's an acute angle, and he gets a lot of straight down bite with it. Doesn't pitch up in the strike zone very often, but he's got such big sink on his fastball and such great tilt on his breaking ball that he didn't have to.
Not an overshift, but Amarisa playing right behind second base. And Belt takes it. No swing. It's 2-2.
Ross still a pretty young guy. He'll turn 28 at the end of April. He's got 4 years in the big leagues. But I think that's where his development's going to be at this level. Is he's going to learn the high part of the strike zone and learn how to change sight lines. And he has got great stuff. I don't think he can throw the ball straight.
Belt goes the other way. Upton a long run, and Upton's going to watch this one sail into the seats. Davis goes out to have a word.
Oh, nice play, Dad. And he gives it up.
Crawford to follow. And that's foul. Belt working the lines. If that's fair, it's likely Alonso is going to have a shot at catching it.
Yeah, they're really playing him on the line down that right field side.
Now the overshift is on.
And I think you're going to see a lot of teams do this year with Belt, put the overshift on when he gets the 2 strikes, because he put it in the mind of a lot of scouts watching spring training that he would bunt if they put that shift on early. So tough to lay off, especially when you're in the protect mode with 2 strikes.
Yeah, and plus if you haven't had an at-bat in 5 days. With Crawford. Three and 2 with first base open. And Belt out swinging. Giants strand panic. Peavy coming out. Peavy will be facing. It'll be Venable to lead things off, followed by Solarte and Kemp. You see the numbers for Kemp last night. He had 4 hits. Upton, the cleanup hitter, then Alonso, Middlebrooks, and Amarista. Nieves will hit 8th, and Ross will hit 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the 33-year-old right-hander, Jake Peavy, in his 13th year at the big league level, 6'1", 180-pounder. That's what he did last year with the Red Sox and the Giants in 32 starts, 7-13 with 3.73 ERA. 202 innings. With Peavy, you're going to see a fastball that goes high 80s, low 90s. With sink, he will cut it. He's got a hard slider, a changeup. He'll throw a curveball up there. Most effective when he's down around the knees, take advantage of a lot of sink.
Here's Venable. Venable got in as a pinch hitter in the game last night, and he picked up a base hit. In at third is Duffy. Will Myers not in the lineup today. It's William Venable. Swing on this, 1-2.
Good hard slider. Peavy out of a low 3/4 release. Cy Young Award winner for these very same Padres back in 2007 in the National League. He's been a Gold Glove winner and a World Series champion twice. The Red Sox, and of course last year with the Giants.
He pitched some big games down the stretch for the Giants last year. As he hangs on.
Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Jake Peavy today, starting the Giants outfield from left to right. It'll be Aoki, Blanco, and Maxwell. That's your outfield. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Panic and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, well, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
So here's Solarte. Solarte got a start last night at first, and he ends up going 3 for 4, and it may have earned him a spot in the lineup today. No Jed Jerko today. It's Solarte. The Padres had 20 hits in the game last night. Bumgarner gave up 10 of them. Vogelsong gave up 9 of them. And that's out of play.
Got that ball in nice at the belt. Solarte is a tough guy to walk. I mean, he likes to swing it. And you can take advantage of it when you're ahead in the count on him. You do not have to throw a strike.
We got fans all over the place. 1-2. Solarte asked for time.
The attendance of the orange and black in this ballpark has increased every day the Giants have been here in San Diego. Day 7 of the road trip, the last day, and the guys are really looking forward to tomorrow's opening day in San Francisco.
Got him. Posey hangs on again.
Kind of pitching it backwards, using that fastball for the payoff pitch in a 2-strike, and he really paints that outside corner. Little movement running away from Solarte, the left-handed hitter. And he just takes his lower body out. 2 hitters, 2 strikeouts.
Sneaky fast.
Sneaky fast. Kind of puts you to sleep with sliders and changeups, curveballs, and then whoop, zips you with a fastball in a perfect location.
Here's Kemp. Kemp 4 for 5 last night. He does have a lifetime home run off of Peavy, 3 for 13. The guy that's got some ownage on Peavy is on deck. And that would be Justin Upton. Overshift is on. And it's low. 2 balls in there, strike.
Well, when you know you have a hot spot in the lineup like Peavy does with Upton, I mean, it makes it important that you throw strikes to the guy in front of you. You do not want to put yourself in a stretch position and walk a guy facing the one guy in that lineup that hits you well.
To Belt. Belt will take it himself, and a nice inning for Peavy. Crawford, Maxwell, Blanco coming up. 0-0. He says, I was out of my delivery. I just wasn't very effective. I've got to get all of that squared away. It shouldn't be a real difficult fix. Whatever he says, I believe him. Crawford on the first pitch taps it foul.
Well, he had some CNI balls get through the infield last night. I don't think it's a big fix, as he says, but this is the second start in a row that he's gone out there and he hasn't had a curveball. So that tells you that his mechanics are not 100%. And he was also up last night. Had a lot of pitches out of the stretch, and it wore him down.
Strike to Crawford. 2 for 12 against Ross, lifetime. Crawford got half the game off yesterday. In that game, he went 0 for 1. And he got him.
That's a good, hard breaking ball right there. Well, the commemorative gold jerseys and caps that are going to be worn during the ring ceremony next Saturday, April 18th, are now available exclusively at any of your Giants Dugout store locations. All the 2010 and 2012 gold jerseys sold out, so get yours now. That's the majestic gold jerseys of the new era on-field cap on sale right now at the Giants Dugout store. That's a good look right there.
I want to get one.
I want to get that. I want to get that. I want to get that.
Here's Maxwell, who takes low.
But just to finish up that point with Bumgarner, you'll know when he's got his mechanics. When you can see all of the pitches that he throws have snap to him, have good break, have good movement. And he's not quite there.
Maxwell on a check swing, and he rolls it foul. See, so he'll go when? Wednesday?
Thursday. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, Thursday.
Low to Maxwell. No swing.
You'll see a lot of check swings with the stuff that Ross throws up there. It just gives you an idea of how late his movement is. I don't think there's anybody that really feels comfortable against this guy.
And the walk.
Strike zone today with Ron Copeland behind home plate. It's a good one to throw to. He's got a big zone. It's a good getaway day strike zone. This did not miss his zone by much.
By the way, that Thursday game, it'll be the Diamondbacks in town. And that Thursday will start a 4-game series. And then Bumgarner's next start would be against the Dodgers. That's always a spirited one.
Oh, yeah.
Here's Blanco. Blanco takes wide. Blanco 1 for 9 against Tyson Ross, lifetime. Slowly hit. And Middlebrook will make the play, and Maxwell ends up in scoring position. For Duffy.
It'd be interesting to see what Bud Black does here with an open base and a pitcher on deck. Jake Peavy, not a bad hitting pitcher, but if you're Bud Black and you have a lot of confidence in Tyson Ross, you let him go at Duffy with the idea that you could lead off next inning facing the pitcher. He's letting him go at Duffy.
Yes, Duffy likes that first pitch. Except for that one.
Now, if he falls behind 2-0, then you might see him walk him. But I mean, this is a situation here where if you're Duffy, you can't look for a 1-0 challenge fastball. I mean, you got to think you're going to see a corner pitch. Either go look in, look out. I think you look location here rather than pitch. Because with a pitcher on deck, Ross does not have to throw a BP fastball at you.
2-0. Nieves is looking in to Bud Black in the dugout.
Hard slider. And that's how you should pitch an 8-hitter. And that's why it's not an easy position in the lineup to be productive and hit line drives and knock in runs. Because you see everything but a challenge with the pitcher on deck not protecting you.
So it's 3-1. Got fouled.
And I think he was looking away. Broken bat.
Atlanta lost.
That's news.
Yeah. Detroit did not, however.
Detroit is the last unbeaten team in the big leagues. Oh, they're off to a great start. I believe Kansas City is unbeaten at this point. How are they doing again?
They're winning in the third inning. They're beating the Angels. Here's the payoff to Matt Duffy. And Duffy shoots from the right. Maxwell is going to be sent home. Here's Kemp's throw. It is not in time. So Duffy comes through and the Giants lead 1-0.
You can bet the Padres are going to take a look at this one. Very close play. When you're going to take on Matt Kemp, I mean, you know he's going to give you something to work with if you're the catcher. Got a very strong arm, very accurate arm. And I don't think Nieves Will Nieves, the catcher for the Padres, never really had it. Kind of bobbling around, but I believe that he was in, and it should be uncontested. Great at bat with Duffy.
So here's Peavy.
How many times have we seen Matt Duffy use right field this spring? Wow.
Peavy with a swing. You know what I mean?
Never really had a great possession of it to get that glove in time to swipe tag Maxwell.
That's maybe a perfect example of why the rules around home plate are working, because if not, that had collision written all over it.
He'd have wiped him out. He'd have taken it and he'd have wiped him completely off the planet. And Maxwell's a big fella, 6'5", 235.
Peavy out, and that'll end the inning. Giants on the board on the 2-out hit by Matt Duffy.
Home opener was the first time the San Francisco Giants, in San Francisco Giants history, got to raise a World Series flag. Giants ended up beating the Cardinals that day in 12 innings on an RBI single by Aaron Rowan. And Brian Wilson trotted out to right center and hung the banner. And the San Francisco Giants had finally won a world championship.
Bruce Bochy will have a very enjoyable day tomorrow. Here's Upton. And remember, the Giants lead the league in on-field ceremonies. They also lead the league in terrific on-field ceremonies. That's a swing and a foul back.
Let's take a look at the strike from Matt Kemp. Just right over the glove of the cutoff man. And there's no Jake Peavy back there telling Justin Maxwell to get down. There he is in the on-deck circle. So Maxwell didn't know, should I slide, should I stand up? And that could have been costly.
Yep.
Those numbers against Jake Peavy are so impressive.
Look at it. Got him.
A good breaking ball going. 3 strikeouts and 4 hitters for Jake Peavy, all on a swing and miss strike 3.
So here's Yonder Alonso. Alonso's off to a great start. Look at that number 471. He hits this one into the gap, but maybe not. Aoki tracks it down.
Well, the ball had slice on it and was going to work its way back towards the left fielder. Right off the crack of the bat, had a chance to be a tweener. And as Aoki got after it, wound up being a pretty easy play. As you can see the movement of the ball come back into Aoki.
He had a great shot at him last night. He went into the corner about 12 times. And the last time he came out, he kind of did the...
He had a workout.
Took the deep breath. There's a strike to Middlebrooks. Teammates with Jake Peavy in Boston. Just misses the outside corner. Middlebrooks is 6 for 24 on the season.
Yes, he did. Another example. I mean, he missed that by a yard, but that's just a late hard snap. Very deceptive slider.
Comes back with a fastball, and that's lifted out of play down the right field line. Dodgers and D-backs are underway in Arizona. That's a start for Zach Greinke. Tap foul. Holmenter, the opening day starter, is on the mound for the D-backs. Just high.
A little bit.
That's it.
Tries to go outside corner with that cutter, and just a bit up.
See, I don't think that's a ball.
But probably by the definition in the rule book, it's a strike. But I don't know if there's an umpire on the planet that calls the strike zone that's defined in the Major League Baseball rule book. If they ever called that zone, the league's leading hitter would hit 214.
Hit a guy right in the hands.
Bad spot.
Peavy started to go and stopped. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes to Will Middlebrooks. And the walk. First base runner.
Yeah, Peavy not going to be happy about that. He had a 1-2. Let's take a look at the play or the non-play. I got it. Lineman.
If you're not going to catch it, don't call for it.
That's right. He had it played perfectly.
Here's Amarista. So Peavy out of the stretch. And he throws an 89-mile-an-hour fastball for a strike. Amarista had the day off yesterday. It was Barmas who played. Taps this one foul. And Marista overall on the season is just 1 for 7. And a quick toss chasing Middlebrooks back. Four sellout crowds. What do you think?
I don't think they sold out the second night. I think it's going to be like 3. But it's full house today. They honored the military prior to the game. Padres really do a great job with that.
There's a good shot. It's taken from Mike's hotel room.
Yep. Up there in the penthouse suite. Impressive before the game. There were 5 Navy SEALs that parachuted in. Put a goosebump on you.
Yeah.
Make you proud.
Runner goes. Posey can't get a handle on it. Stolen base for Middlebrooks. That's his first of the year. The 5 Navy SEALs you're talking about parachuting in, they kept toying with that light standard in left center field. They kept thinking they were going to get hung up on it.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. I mean, you got to drop straight into this field. There's a lot of tall buildings and light towers. That's what we saw. I mean, we thought at one point he was going to hit the light tower.
He was going to hit it.
Came in, perfect landing, standing ovation. Never left his feet.
There's a light tower we're talking about, and all of them came fairly close to that light standard. Posey back behind the dish. Outside to Amarista.
That was the 9th big league stolen base for Will Middlebrooks. He's got almost 3 years at the big league level.
Peavy may use first base here. It's open. Instead, he goes right at him.
Let's take a look at the landing technique.
So they look like they have something on that left heel that they use to slow him down. That's what you needed when we were rollerblading.
Yep.
And he walked him.
Trying to wrap around a little backdoor slider. So 2 quick outs and now 2 walks. And the Padres are getting a rally for free here.
They're telling us in the truck. People in the truck know a lot more about this stuff than we do. That's a smoke trailer. You should have had one of those on your rollerblades too.
I think I did once I started skidding on the ground.
Here's Nieves. Looks like this is Nieves' first at bat of the year, and he takes a strike. Does have a couple of lifetime hits off of Jake Peavy. foul.
Ooh. Well, Glenn Hoffman, the third base coach, is saying that he thought that ball may have hit off the glove of Matt Duffy.
He was waving everybody in, and I thought that I'd made a bad call for a minute.
Well, there's no way it hits the glove of Duffy. Was he talking about? No, there's no way. Clearly foul.
Well, he is actually saying that he thought it hit Duffy's glove, and that's what they're looking at.
He was seeing something that was not there. So Bud Black's going to come out in stall time where the Padres look at it, but not an issue. Not anything the Giants need to worry about.
Come on, Glenn.
It's not even close. It's like 6 feet.
There should be a penalty for that. Yeah, throw a flag.
That's a third base coach.
Delay a game. Not in the inning. That's what you get, Glenn.
Take that.
A San Francisco tradition.
Here at Petco Park, after 2, the Giants are leading 1-0, and it'll be the top of the order, Nori Aoki, to lead things off. Aoki opened up the ball game with a fly ball to left. This is tapped foul. The Padres do not believe in the outfield that Aoki is going to pull the ball. Kemp is playing where right fielders play at AT&T Park. Panic, and then Buster Posey. We're going to say Aoki went around.
I think he did. Talk about all the half swings you're going to get against Tyson Ross. That's pretty par for the course. Big time movement on the slider and the sinker. I mean, big time movement.
Foul down the left field line.
Hit that off the thumbs. Yep, that'll get you a kiss.
On the ground, into right field, past Solarte, and a leadoff single. Dodgers are in town on the next homestand, the 21st and 22nd. It's a Tuesday, Wednesday. Those are both night games. The final game of the series, the Thursday game on the 23rd. Day baseball in the city, 12:45 start. sfgiants.com/tickets. So here's Panic, who doubled. He doubled in the first inning. Giants do not have a stolen base this year. I hope he's acting like he's going to go. And it's low.
Yeah, Aoki's a threat. I mean, he's got some credentials in regards to stolen bases. He had 17 last year. He had 30 for Milwaukee in 2012, 20 in 2013.
He goes, and it's tapped to Solarte.
If he doesn't go, that's a double play.
That may have been a hit and run. Here's Buster Posey.
Well, not a bad idea. And we see Bruce Bochy do that all the time when you have a pitcher out there that's got sink. And with Ross, everything he throws can get a ground ball. Information on Buster Posey, the 5th overall pick.
What you just saw Ross do there, that they will change the rules to please my partner in the offseason.
I hope so.
And to the backstop. I don't know. That was way away from Nieves' target, but he did get some glove on it.
Still, it's a breaking ball. And that's one that a big league catcher should have. And I'm not even sure if it bounced. And they're going to give him a pass ball, and I believe that's the right call.
Now the infield in.
Now, the thing about being a sinker baller like Ross, he puts the ball on the ground so often that in this situation here, he didn't really care if he walks Posey.
And a big swing by Buster Posey, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
If he pitches him tough and walks him, he puts a runner at first base, and basically a ground ball would get him out of the inning, so he can afford to sort of pick at the corners. And I was a little surprised, to be honest, with the 2-0 challenge there. I mean, that was right there. That was an opportunity. Posey fouled it off. .4-mile-an-hour, perfect location, outside corner with backdoor movement.
Now a chance to go for the strikeout.
I don't expect a whole lot more here to hit in the 3-2 count.
Buster did the Pete Rose taking that pitch. He followed it all the way into the glove. And the walk.
And he pitched him the way you should if you're a sinker ball. You face the best hitter on the team, and you've got an open base, even with 1 out. If you walk him, you put the runner in a forced situation, and a ground ball gets you out of the inning. Now it's going to be up to Belt to be able to get something up in the air. Remember, they have good arms across the board in the outfield for the Padres.
He struck Belt out in the first inning, and really they stayed in the hands of Brandon Belt in the entire at bat. Not this time. It's 1-0.
The runner at first base, now the middle infielder is relaxed. That's just one of the side perks of being a sinker baller. Use your strategy a little differently. The guy's a fly ball strikeout pitcher.
And a base hit to right field. Posey's going for 3, and he's going to make it. So nice base running by Buster Posey. It's 2-0.
Always a gamble when you're taking on a good assist arm like Kemp. But welcome back to the lineup, Mr. Brandon Belt. Set up in the outside corner, goes middle in. He just drops the bat head on it, and that'll make a sore groin feel good. Buster Posey a little aggressive, and it pays off. Giants once again get a first and third, 1 out. So Darren Balsley, the pitching coach for Padres, going to come out, try to create a new focus.
So here's Crawford. Crawford struck out in the second. Posey at third, Belt at first. And Crawford takes low and away. 1 ball and no strikes.
Padres are keeping Middlebrooks, a third baseman, about even with the grass. Got a guy there who handles the bat well. Always an opportunity for a squeeze play, although I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're going to turn him loose. Padres are going to respect it.
Way out in front, 1 ball and 1 strike. Crawford goes the other way, and that's going to be a souvenir.
If you know you have a sore groin, which Brandon Belt is coming off of a little minor injury in Arizona, and the trainer and the manager tells you to go at 70%, is that hard to do?
It is, absolutely. But really what it means is don't take any chances. In other words, don't try to get the third on a base hit. Crawford out. That is 2 down.
Yeah, it was nasty.
So here's Maxwell, who drew a walk and scored in the second. So Maxwell can help Crawford out right here with a base hit. Out of play. Posey at third, Belt at first. Maxwell hits a high fly ball to right. Kemp back. Kemp on the track puts it away. 1 hitter too late. Giants pick up a run. It's 2-0.
Candlestick Park, attended by Vice President Richard Nixon. And he said it was the greatest ballpark ever built. Giants won that ball game 3-1. Orlando Cepeda 2 for 4. Triple 3 RBIs that day, and sad Sam Jones. 9 innings pitched, 3 hits allowed, 1 earned run, a walk, 3 strikeouts. He was the winning pitcher.
That was the only lie Richard Nixon ever told.
That's exactly right. In 1960.
Here's Tyson Ross, who pitches a bunt foul. And Killian, a big story on the front page of the Sporting Green today about her last trip to Candlestick.
I read it.
It was a good story.
It really was. Bay Area Sports Writer of the Year last year, and Killian. The thing in the article that struck me was she went there and there were a lot of other people sitting out there having lunch, just watching it.
Memories, huh?
You bet.
That's a base hit up the middle.
Time now for our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light. San Francisco history, only rookie pitcher to start the Giants opener. Well, it happened in 1982. Giants taking on the Padres when Alan Folks got the win, went 6 strong, allowed a couple of runs, 1 earned, struck out 4. And tomorrow's scheduled starter is going to be a rookie, Chris Heston. Those are our cold hard facts, brought to you by Frost Brewed Coors Light.
Alan Folks also started the opener that year against the Dodgers. That was my first year with the Giants. And Alan Folks was the right-hander that tried to convince everybody that he had a double break and slider.
Yeah, that's when he lost all credibility with his teammates.
Venable fouls it out of play.
In that game, with Alan Folks on the hill, Giants taking on the Padres. Partner, you pinch hit, you flew out.
Deep, though.
Right to the wall, almost hit it out.
Yeah.
Tim Flannery, he pinch hit for the Padres, and he struck out.
I remember the meeting we had before the game. Don't let Flannery beat you.
So he struck him out on a double break and slider.
We knew that we probably had the game once Flannery struck out.
Alan Folks seriously tried to convince us that he had a double break and breaking ball. We didn't quite know what that was all about.
He didn't either. I'm convinced. Darrell Evans saw flying saucers in Pleasanton, and then we had a guy with a double break and slider.
It was downhill.
Oh. It's 0-2 to William, and he fouls this one. William's dad was on that team, Max.
Because I don't know. I heard about that guy.
On deck is Solarte.
Third baseman, isn't he?
Hit on the ground. Panic to Crawford. To Belt. And Peavy probably yelling at Panic right now, saying something like, "That's what I'm talking about."
That's exactly what he's saying. Giants fans in attendance loving every bit of it. But so is Jim Peavy. He is more than animated. He becomes a cheerleader. And he appreciates a play like this. 4-6-3, turn it over. Yep, his teammates love him.
And that's when he's happy.
Yeah.
Here's Solarte. Joe's probably going, "Is he yelling at me?"
Look at him. Oh, Peavy's one of those guys, whatever team he plays for, he's going to be a popular teammate before long. That's just his nature. He's just a good guy. They loved him here in San Diego. They loved him in Chicago on the south side. They loved him in Boston. And the Giants fans had a chance to get to know him last year. fell in love with him too.
Well, he's yelling at himself right now. It's 3-0. It's amazing. Just thinking about Alan, folks. You don't think about a guy for a long time, and then you see the note, and you just remember everything about him.
Yep.
Pulled on the ground, foul.
Well, that's what happens when old ball players get together. They'll start telling stories, and they'll include some name that you share memories of, and all of a sudden, boom, that's 5 more stories, and then that kicks in 5 more, and it's on it goes.
Hit out to right center field and hit well. Maxwell back. Maxwell at the wall, and he makes the catch. So Maxwell got back there. Nice play.
Pays to be 6-5.
2-0 Giants.
Brought to you by Bay Area Mini.
Giants 2, Padres nothing. Here's Gregor Blanco. He lays down a bunt, foul. Bottom 3 in this Giants lineup here in the 4th. Duffy, and then Peavy. Just outside to Gregor Blanco.
He doesn't miss much when he tries to backdoor that slider.
The scoreboard here telling us that Gregor Blanco's brothers are named Gregory and Gregsman.
It's true. The House of Greg.
So Blanco retired by way of the strikeout.
All right, time now for our Togo's big play the Togo's way, and we're going to make Justin Maxwell's effort our Togo's big play today. And we thought that ball was out. 6'5" Justin Maxwell goes up and just says, can of corn.
He secured it just an instant before he hit the wall. Otherwise, you got a problem. So here's Duffy, who had a base hit to knock in the first run. high to Duffy. With Peavy to follow. Dodgers are leading the Diamondbacks 2-0 that game in the fourth inning. Duffy way out in front.
It's a good 2-0 pitch right there, man. And that's what Ross did last year. He started to put together a couple other pitches to go with that slider and that sinker that he could trust in a 2-0 count. Giants first saw him, he was just kind of wild. He was all over the place. He was 0-2 against the Giants. And last year, turned it around. Faced him twice, beat him twice.
Foul.
Nice pick. Or ball dead. You can see last season what he did. Those were wins. 9 strikeouts last April.
And this time Ross wins the battle with Jake Peavy coming up. Peavy struck out looking in the second. Swing.
Ross has a nice rhythm going now out of that windup.
Inside corner strike. Down low. So it's 2-2 to Jake Peavy. In the inning, Ross strikes out the side. So Peavy will come out. He'll face the big fellas when we come back. Sports Service is celebrating 13 years. You can watch every out-of-market game live or on demand in true HD every night on every device. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. It's on the very top of the Western Metal Supply Company. I think we got to do a game from up there.
I'm in. Yeah. I mean, it tells you that thing lays parallel to the street just outside the ballpark, and it gives you an idea of the concept that they had to build this ballpark around that building. It's a very cool idea.
Outside to Kemp, who bounced out to first.
They hit a lot of home runs in this ballpark. Believe me, it is a great place to see a game.
Away from the shift and a base hit. Target underneath the glove of Blanco made things interesting. So here's Upton. Upton struck out in the second inning. So Belt will hold on Kemp. And the pitch is high to Upton.
Gotta watch Kemp. He needs to roll into his lead. If he's going to steal a base, you've got to make him stop.
Two and oh.
I think these are counts that really will make a manager's stomach churn. A guy with power who has good numbers lifetime against a pitcher, and he gets a 2-0 count. And you know what Upton's thinking.
Swing. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Stayed away from the inside part of the plate. 2-0. Nice tight little slider down this fish. Upton will chase. He'll chase sink off the plate in. He'll chase sliders off the plate away. I mean, he's aggressive. He wants to swing it, especially when he's the tie and run in that batter's box.
On deck is Yonder Alonso. Fastball got away from Peavy. It's now 3-1.
I said that top of the outside corner at the knees and almost ran in and hit Upton. Just a flat out mistake.
He threw a 2-0 slider. See if he throws a 3-1 slider. And they're thinking about it.
Called it and shook it off. Called fastball, shook it off. Called a curveball, he shook it off. Well, maybe he wants to change up.
See if Kemp goes. It's 3-1. This is going to come back and it's going to be out of play. So it's 3-2.
If you thought he might go 3-1, you have to think he may go 3-2.
Yeah, I think he's going to go.
60 pitches on the day for Jake Peavy.
Kemp does not go, and he walked him.
Well, that's a mistake. You have a 2-run lead, even with a guy who's got good numbers against you. You've got to get in that strike zone. 3 walks on the day for Jake Peavy, 4 strikeouts.
So here's Alonso. Alonso lined out to Aoki in left field in the second.
He's nibbling. He's not getting ahead of these hitters. Trying to find that ground ball that gets him a couple outs.
He got it in the 3rd inning. He's looking for it here. And it's tapped foul.
Got him tagged nicely. Alonso's not an easy guy to jam. Short arm swinger. He's built for the inside corner.
Takes it. So it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Kemp at second, Upton at first. Both run pretty well.
This becomes a huge pitch.
He does it ever.
And he puts himself behind the 8 ball and puts him behind in the count.
Three and two.
Not giving in. 3-1 slider.
Three balls, 2 strikes. Foul. Yeah. Protect that group.
Hey, Raleigh Fingers is here. Shaved. I always wonder what he looked like without that mustache. Will Clark's here. Where's that Jaguar?
Either way, it's good. 3-2 to Alonso. Out of play. And Posey's going to go out and deliver this baseball.
Well, I think he's going to walk out there and just give him a breather. Get a little focus on him. Let him know exactly what he wants to do with this pitch, or find out what Peavy wants to do with the pitch. Whatever you do, get on the same page.
Aoki will catch. And Kemp thought about it, but goes back. Big out. I'm surprised Kemp didn't go.
Well, you know, that's a tough play for the back runner there, too. because you want to be aggressive, and if the guy in front of you goes, you want to go. And I'm surprised with it too, because Aoki doesn't have a real strong arm. He's got a pretty quick release, and he's got an accurate arm. And that would have been a big 90 feet. That would have given the Padres a runner at third, one-out situation.
If Kemp would have gone and made it, Upton was going to tag up as well, like you said. So here's Middlebrooks, who drew a walk in the second. And he takes inside.
Again, 1-0, behind the count. Yep. Now, Peavy, to his credit, he has good command where he can do that. And just because it's 1-0, it doesn't mean he's going to give you a fastball. He's got confidence in his other pitchers to throw away from the fastball, which, if you're going to pitch from behind, you have to have. Peavy thought he might have gotten a strike on the location, not the swing, or both. Set up in the outside corner. Well, that's definitely one you want if you're a pitcher, but I don't think any hitter will agree that it was a strike.
And he gets the call there. 2 balls and 1 strike.
They set an outside target. This is kind of a mistake that Rapson just sort of takes on the inside corner, front door style. One out, you do not have an open third base here. And you want to get in that strike zone. You have to, especially with a 2-0 lead. Boy, how many times have we seen Peavy behind the count this time through the lineup?
3-2.
Middlebrooks is upset. He's thinking, well, you got a wide strike on the inside corner. Now you're going wide on the outside corner. That's a lot of zone to cover. I'm him. I'm not taking a pitch here.
Nope. Blanco's coming in, and Blanco's going to dive, and he can't get it. They're going to throw to second, and everybody's safe. He hit that off the end of the bat. That was weird.
Right off the end of the bat, kind of a cue shot. And I don't think Blanco had a great read on it initially. He expected more than what he got. Kind of a change-up fly ball. So he took a couple steps to his left, and now all of a sudden he's going to try and redo it. Maxwell makes a nice play with the bare hand, backing that thing up because it took a funky hop.
So the hitter is going to be Amarista.
Petite, very quickly heating up.
.75 pitches for Peavy. No balls and 1 strike.
And there's a strike one. And that may have been a message from Dave Righetti. Get ahead of the count. Get after it. That's the most aggressive strike one he's had this inning.
Just wide to even the count.
Next pitch this inning will be number 25. That's 2 long innings in a row.
And it's probably why Petit is up.
I should say 2 innings out of the 3. There's another long inning. There's the second inning.
And a strike. 1-2.
That throws him a little cutter. Elevated the fastball, and you saw the target from Buster Posey. And that is a huge strikeout, his 5th one today. There's the high target, and he goes right above the hands. Big out.
So here's Nieves, who struck out in the 2nd. And 1 strike.
Tampa's not a bad guy to have in that 8th spot. He will expand his zone. It's kind of a prerequisite in the National League. Cannot rely on the pitcher. You got to make something happen, especially with bases loaded.
Peavy steps off. Kemp, Upton, and Middlebrooks are your base runners. Try to get Nieves to fish. Petit. One ball and 1 strike. Aoki back, gone. A grand slam makes it 4-2 Padres.
You can really talk about this location and explain it one way. Fatigue. They set up the outside corner. It goes right over the plate at the belt. A location that's going to elevate on contact. And the Padres take the lead.
Here's Ross.
You'll see it. Aoki never had a chance at it.
Well, you hit it towards the Western Metal Supply Company, that building, it'll jump. Here's one of the hot spots in this park. There aren't many.
First career grand slam for Will Nieves.
Crawford gives ground, throws wide to Belt, and they got him. Padres take the lead on the grand slam. It's 4-2 San Diego.
the Bay Area is brought to you by the Solar Company. Not just any solar company. The Solar Company. Switch to solar and save.
Well, if you're looking for the best coverage of San Francisco Giants baseball, log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich provides wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants' 2015 season with breaking news, video, special features, and more. Only on csnbayarea.com.
Top of the order for the Giants. Now they've got some work to do.
And Tyson Ross, for the first time today, gets to go out there with a lead.
Aoki dribbles it foul. The grand slam by Will Niega. This is bounced up the middle. Solarte wants to throw. And now to bring up Joe Panik. Low to Joe Panik, who's 1 for 2. Trying to get on now for Buster Posey. In the dirt.
Giants take a walk just as much as they would take a knock.
Yes, they would. And Panik aboard.
Well, the last thing Ross wanted to do was issue a free pass here after just getting a 2-run lead.
Buster tonight has bounced out and he's walked. And Panik takes off and he'll end up at second base.
It's significant. It takes away that force. And for a sinker baller like Ross, I mean, he loses that ability to get 2 outs and 1 ground ball.
Pitching coach is coming out there in Balsley.
Yeah, this may be a bit of a motivational speech. See a 4-pitch walk, and you go right back down to dirt. That's 5 in a row. Balsley may have seen something that was mechanical. We'll go out and try and correct.
One and 0 to Buster Posey. Foul back.
So he elevates, and that became an opportunity for Posey, and he just missed one.
Hit out into center field. And tracking it down is Venable. Buster hit it well. 2 outs.
Venable has good range. Got a nice jump on that ball. I thought off the crack of the bat it may have had a chance to get over the head of Venable, not so.
Belt had an RBI single in the third. In the dirt.
That's a rough way to block right there. A scud. Heavy sinker. Fastballs and split fingers are the toughest ones to anticipate as a catcher. This just did not feel good. Right in the boiler.
In the boiler. High to Belt.
I don't think that Ross has the same rhythm in his stretch that he does the windup.
And Mariska caught it in the air, and that'll end the inning. Top of the order coming up. It's 4-2 Padres.
Historical 2014 postseason performance. The first 40,000 fans will receive a bobblehead commemorating Mad Bum's NLCS and World Series MVPs, courtesy of AAA. Want tickets? Go to sfgiants.com/tickets.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Yusmeiro Petit, the new pitcher for Bruce Bochy. Third time he's come into a ball game. Take a look at what he has done. He's been spectacular. Just one hit allowed, ending in 2/3. You see good corner command with two types of fastball movement. It'll be right around high 80s. Slider, curveball, changeup. Strike throw.
Venable's 0 for 2. Into right center field for Maxwell. One out. And here's Solarte. Solarte is 0 for 2. He put one up against the wall that Maxwell caught in the third.
Good change that first pitch, and that's what Petit will do. He'll mix that first pitch up with everything he has. He's got a very compact motion. Short arms, short stroke. Very repeatable. Except that pitch.
Kemp is on deck. Out of play, 1-2. Tough outing for Peavy. He really had just the one bad inning, and he was one pitch away from getting out of the mess.
Well, that does add to the frustration.
He didn't get hit hard at all. The best ball hit that inning was the home run. Out of play.
Got his glove. Didn't make the play, however. Hey, it's early in the year. He'll make that play around June.
Oh, absolutely. This is bounced foul. Petit with one out and a 1-2 count to Solarte. Duffy may have a shot at this one. He does. Nice play. Two outs, and here's Kemp. The Padres will stay at home for the next 3 games. They got the Diamondbacks coming in.
Let's take a look at the effort from Matt Duffy. Come over to unfamiliar territory. The sidelines here at Petco Park. Dealing with a little sun. He's got his glasses on. Not a problem. Nice play.
Here's Kemp. Kemp opened up the 4th inning with a base hit. That's his pop out of play. See Tim Lincecum sitting next to Casey McGee. Hoping that McGee can get back soon.
And that's how Lincecum sits at the table in the clubhouse when he's playing cards. He's got a little gargoyle in it.
This is fouled to our right. This was the injury. Kind of locked up on him. Coming out of the box.
They were saying it's a bad bruise, and they're not really worried about it. We had some worries when he first went down. And then they said it was a left knee strain. But they had an MRI, got a look in there. Seems okay.
One and two to Matt Kemp here in the 5th. Hit to Duffy. Kemp retired, and that'll end the inning. So a nice inning for Petit. It'll be Crawford, Maxwell, and Blanco coming up. things off. Crawford has struck out twice. Ross has got 7 strikeouts. And Crawford dribbles this one out in front of home plate, and Nieves will throw him out. Well, the Rockies are in town to kick off the first homestand. And on Wednesday, the 15th, a night game, the first 20,000 fans, they're going to get a 2014 World Champion Snow Globe featuring the triplets, the 3 World Series trophies. And it's all courtesy of Comcast Sportsnet, sfgiants.com/tickets. One pitch, one out, and here's Maxwell.
Looks like fun.
Maxwell has walked and he's flied out to deep right field. We'll try now to get on for Gregor Blanco. Look out.
Giants looking for a spark. And right now, a walk is a rally.
And that means it's a rally.
Absolutely it is.
So Ross having a hard time throwing strikes to the tallest hitter in the Giants lineup.
Well, he had such a nice rhythm there. 4th and 5th innings, and then he gets in the stretch, and then all of a sudden it changes. He's 85 pitches into his outing. I would expect that you see a little activity in the Padres bullpen before long.
And he gets right back into the strike zone to Blanco. Blanco's bounced out and he's struck out. Foul down the left field line. Skips up into the seats.
Hey, nice play, lefty. Not a bit.
Found a good home.
Yeah, it did.
Well, Blanco quickly behind 0-2. Maxwell started to go, but Nieves jumped on it pretty quickly.
Yeah, he gets out of the box well. And down 2 runs. If you're Justin Maxwell, you have to err on the side of conservative.
Now Maxwell goes, and that's a fair ball. And Maxwell's going to be able to score, and maybe Blanco to third. And Blanco is on its way, and he makes it.
Well, that's the shot in the arm the Giants have been looking for.
A triple in Blanco's first RBI of the year.
Little breaking ball right at the belt. Just rakes it down the right field line. There's not a whole lot that Alonso can do. Kemp had been playing towards the gap in right center, had to come a long way. And once he throws over the first cutoff man's head, it's an easy take at third base for Blanco with his speed.
So here's Duffy with the tying run now at third, and the infield in. And it's 1-0. 2 balls and no strikes. Angel Pagan is on deck.
He's not going to help him out. We saw it all spring long. He stayed in that strike zone. There's Jim Machi.
3-0.
Dale Thayer, the right-hander for the Padres. Heating up rather quickly. Like that. 3-0 slider. Do what you can to get it in the strike zone.
Out of play, 3-2. Murphy had an RBI single in the second. Big chopper. This is certainly not going to do it.
Frustrating at bat. He had him in a 3-0 count. Nice comeback from Tyson Ross.
And Petit's going to hit.
Again, this is the product of the 3-man bench with McGee on the shelf today. This coach has got 3 moves he can make.
Nardo Petit, secret weapon. Here he takes a strike.
Very quickly. Chris Rear, the left-hander, gets out. So, are you hoping for a ball in the dirt or a pass ball, wild pitch?
Yeah, pretty much so. Almost had one on the first pitch. Had one there. It's 2-2.
You got to hope a little harder.
Yeah, well, Nieves is not exactly cooperating.
Those are not scary numbers. Even 100 pitches on the day for Ross.
So the Giants pick up a run, but they waste an opportunity. It's 4-3 Padres.
Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
On Tuesday, it's Say Hey Tuesday against the Rockies. Yahoo Sports Talk live from the Plaza at 5. Pregame live at 6:30. The ball game right at the top of the hour. Say Hey Tuesday is back. Check it out right here in Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. Here's Upton. Upton takes a strike. Alonso. And then Middlebrooks. Military opening day. That's what it is today.
Yeah, quite a celebration before the game today, honoring our nation's finest. They did it right here, as they always do in San Diego.
Aoki back, and it's over his head. It may have tipped his glove, and Upton's got a leadoff double.
That's strong man's double right there. That's a top spin liner. He gets underneath this thing, it's gone. The only thing that kept this thing in the ballpark was the spin of the ball. Just did catch a piece with it with the leather. That would have been the play of the road trip. So just like that, Petit has to deal with a man in scoring position with nobody out.
So here's Alonso, who's 0 for 2. Aoki will catch. Upton stays at second, a non-productive out. There's a display here in the ballpark honoring longtime broadcaster, former player, Jerry Coleman. Jerry lived a full life, and we miss him when we come here.
The Colonel.
He was a hero during the war. He was a pilot. Aoki's going to break in his glove.
Whoa. Almost scorched.
And that'll bring up Amarista.
Big league hang with him. Yeah, Jerry Coleman from San Mateo. He's in baseball's Hall of Fame as a broadcaster. He's in the Marine Hall of Fame for his valor during World War II and Korean War. He's in the Bay Area Hall of Fame. He's in like about 6 Hall of Fames. And it does feel different coming down here and not having the Colonel here. Great man.
Imagine going to dinner with Jerry and Lon. Think there'd be some stories.
Oh, yeah.
Amarista with a pop-up. And that's going to be a souvenir.
Yeah, she got it. That's what we were hoping for. Nice play.
A ball and a strike to Amarista. In and out of the glove of Buster Posey.
A little bit of a hang up there, too, around the belt. Don't see the Petit make many mistakes out of the middle of the plate.
One and two. Out of play. Petit, a long look to second. And it's low to Amarista.
Watch Petit, his velocities are normally in the high 80s. And it's deceptive, however. It looks a lot quicker in the batter's box because of his arm action. He didn't have long arms, and he's got a very quick arm action. And that ball will get on you quick.
That's the third ball. Oki lets it get by him. Amarista can run. He's going to end up at third.
So the 2-strike, 2-out RBI base hit. It'll be interesting to see how they rule this, as whether or not it's a triple or a double and an air. Ball caroms off the wall and gets by Aoki. I don't know if they'll give an air on this. Could just be a straight 3-bagger.
That'll be a triple.
I think that's the right call. But nice opposite field hitting. And a big RBI for the Padres.
Here's Nieves. One and 0. Nieves hit the grand slam in the fourth. Big swing and a miss. Here's the grand slam. Just check out the location. That's the only thing you have to do.
Set up away, it goes up and in, out over the plate, and there it is. Will Nieves' first grand slam. And that has been the big swing of the bat in this ball game. You can normally say that about grand slams, can't you?
That it's a big swing?
Yeah. Way out front of that slow curveball. Will Nieves was the Padre catcher when Jake Peavy made his Major League debut in 2002.
And it's down low.
Javier Lopez heating up. That's something you always remember as a pitcher, by the way. Who your first catcher was.
Absolutely.
George Mitterwall broke me in.
Joined at the hip. Runs for life.
He was great. I love throwing to George.
Off of Buster Posey. Nieves had a pretty good rip. It remains 3-2. And the payoff. Bounce to Duffy. That'll end the inning. Padres get the run back through 6. It's 5-3 San Diego.
Time now for a Toyota Game Summary, brought to you by your local Toyota dealer. For the Giants, 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors. Padres, 5 runs on 6 hits, no errors. Jake Peavy, the one mistake, a grand slam to Will Nieves, the first catcher that ever caught him in the big leagues, and it is his first grand slam of his career.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts.
Dale Thayer, the new pitcher now for San Diego. Third time that he's come in, off to a great start. 6 up, 6 down, 2 strikeouts. You're going to see a low 90s fastball. He'll cut it. He'll sink it. Hard slider and a changeup. He's found a nice home here in San Diego.
Here's Aoki, who takes a strike. One for 3. 2 for 4. Aoki leads off the 7th with a nice at-bat.
He's had a nice road trip.
Boy, has he ever. So here's Panic.
I think it's a cool thing when you're a new player coming to a new city to open up the season on the road. Gives you a chance to kind of win some hearts. And Nori Aoki gets introduced tomorrow on the first baseline. Giants opening day ceremony. He's going to get a nice applause.
I bet he is. Out of play. Down the left field line. He's going to hand it to a youngster, I believe. How about that?
That's the way it's supposed to happen. And when it does happen, applaud it.
Very cool to watch, that's for sure.
Nice play. He handed it off. I mean, a hard ball's a hard ball, but a hard ball given to a kid at a big league ball game, I mean, that locks him in for life.
High to Panic, trying to get on for Buster Posey. Yeah, that's why you want to get on for Buster Posey. 2-2.
Good take on that back foot slider. They choked the outfield in a little bit in defense of Panic. Activity.
Runner goes, and this pop-up is going to be caught. And Aoki doubled up.
Now we saw Bruce Bochy start runners with the sinker ball and Tyson Ross out there. He had to do the same thing with Dale Thayer. He puts a lot of balls on the ground. And the risk you run is if you get a short little pop-up. And Aoki in the go mode, no chance to get back, and an easy play for Amarista to double him up at first.
Well, the fear is the pop-up or the line drive. Buster Posey, high and deep to left, and gone. And Onage is Onage. His second of the year.
Well, when you're hitting the sinker baller, the one thing you want is a mistake up. And look where it is. Boom. Belled in. And that's on a tee for Buster Posey. Nice play. And Dale Thayer can't believe it.
Well, he's going to depart. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back. You can watch it right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. You'll have the banner raising, you'll have the bunting, and you'll have a full house at AT&T Park. Check it out. The home of your world champion Giants is Comcast Sportsnet. It'll be Chris Heston against Eddie Butler. It'll be on there at noon. Chris Rierick is the new pitcher facing Brandon Belt.
Yeah, this is a major league debut right here. This is what he did last year. 33 games, 38 strikeouts, and 36 in the third. Rierick, two types of fastballs, low 90s with a big curveball and for a changeup. You're going to see a lot of breaking balls, I would imagine. To the left-hand hitting Brandon Belt. Like that. Rierick came over to the Padres organization in 2012 from the Tampa Bay Rays.
Belt has shot leverage and he swings and misses. And that's a bit outside.
So Bud Black throwing him right in the fire. One-run ball game.
If you're here, I'm going to use you.
Big breaking ball. He carves it into the strike zone and runs the count full. Take a look at that 3-1 breaking ball. Belt thought he had ball 4 there.
Buster Posey, his second home run of the year. It's bye-bye, baby. It's 5-4 Padres. for the Padres.
All right, time now for our Ford Right Choice. We go back to April 5th, 2013, Giants home opener. They raised the 2012 World Series flag. Giants would win that ball game 1-0 on a bases-loaded walk by Angel Pagan in the fourth inning. And tomorrow, they're going to hang another one. And I can't wait.
I'm going to get dressed up for that one.
Really?
Yep.
You're going to wear socks?
I'm going to get dressed up. Shave, take a shower beforehand.
Come on now, don't go out on a limb. Your shower day's not till Wednesday.
Look your Sunday best on a Monday. So Will Myers is going to pinch hit. Myers 2 for 5 last night, scored a couple of runs. He got 5 hits in the series.
He just missed with that tight little cutter. Joaquin Benoit, the setup man for the Padres, heating up. He will pitch the top of the 8th.
And a strike from Petit. Two and two.
Right through him at 87. And we talk about the deception because of the quick arm action of Petit. Example of it. Last 2 strikes were right by a good fastball hitter.
A couple of cute Giants fans. Here's Venable, who's 0 for 3. And the first pitch very high. Giants will have Crawford, Maxwell, and Blanco coming up in the 8th inning. There's a note on Will Venable's dad.
Good teammate.
Hit down the line and hit well. And this one is going. First hit of the day for William Venable. His first home run of the year.
Well, the Padres are hoping he finds that long ball stroke back. He had 22 home runs in 2013. Last year, his power numbers really slid off. 8 on the season. Here, he gets a good pitch to do something with. Drops that front foot and extends right through it and hits it right the jury box in right field.
This is Crawford out in shallow left field. 2 outs. And here's Kemp. Kemp is 1 for 3. Started the rally of the 4th inning with a base hit. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, the first pitch changeup kind of floated up above everything, and he got Kemp to chase at it. Softball comes back at an 0-1 with a breaking ball. Kemp definitely not looking for that. I doubt if he was looking for the floater changeup above the letters again.
See what he gets here. It's 0-2. He flips this one down the right field line, and that's a base hit. Kemp's going to go to third.
Well, he just kind of hit it at like it was thrown to him. I mean, there was no lower body at all in this swing. Just sort of filleted it down the right field side, and you could tell watching Kemp out of the box that it was going to be fair. Measures it out, and all of a sudden he starts thinking 3 bags. And that was on his own. I don't think he ever did look at Hoffman, the third base coach.
So Bruce Bochy is pointing to the bullpen. And it's time for a change. Think Speedy, oil change. In auto service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back. Run lead.
New pitcher now for the Giants will be Gene Machi. 4th time that he has come into a game. And if you wonder why they're going to take a right-hander out and put in a right-hander, well, Machi lifetime facing Justin Upton 0 for 5 with 2 strikeouts. So good history will get you into a ball game where their runs are so big right now as they are. Coach does not want to give up another one.
So here's Upton. I suppose he knocks it down.
Machi will give you a low to mid-90s fastball, a little slider, a forkball, and that was the forkball.
2-0. Upton has scored 2 runs in this game. He walked and scored in the 4th, doubled and scored in the 6th. Right behind Buster Posey.
Another good hard forkball. You talk about a moment of panic for Buster Posey. Ball trickled away from him. He didn't know where it was at first.
Another block.
Not a challenge situation with 2 bases open here and a dangerous hitter with power.
Upton went around. It's 3-2.
We shouldn't get into him in a 3-1 count. He did not.
Buster Posey earned his page. Not at that.
Yeah, not done yet. And yes, he did. Jeremy Affeldt anticipating he would get a call, but he did not. Coach is staying with Machi.
Alonso has hit 3 balls to Noriaoki, and he's 0 for 3. And that's down low.
He's throwing that football up there, and he's just not finding the strike zone with it. Dangerous thing about that football, because it is an off-speed pitch. It is a pitch you can get beat on the right side, and with Belt holding and running around, there is a lane there for Alonso.
Belt's got it, and that'll end the inning. Venables' home run makes it 6-4 Padres.
electrifying play of the week. We go back to Thursday, game 1 of this 4-game series, and Brandon Crawford had a glove flip double play to Joe Panik in the bottom of the 5th inning with nobody out and 2 on, and that would be the biggest play in a 1-0 ball game. The mirror of the play that he and Joe Panik turned in the World Series against the Royals, and that is our Solar Company electrifying play of the week.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and brake experts. There's Benoit, and you see his numbers. As Crawford stands in.
It's a setup. It's a mid-90s fastball, hard slider, and a good changeup. They throw a lot of the changeups, especially the lefties.
And a strike for Crawford, who's 0 for 3.
And he'll throw that changeup behind the count.
Back of it, it's 1 and 2.
Backed it up again. In a row, and Crawford sit back, and that's one thing about a split finger fastball or a changeup. You get a pretty good idea of what kind of a feel you have for the pitch in the bullpen. A little more than a curveball, and based on those last 3 pitches, he got a good one going.
So here's Maxwell. He's walked twice, and both times he's scored. Takes low. Bronco on deck. We're in the 8th. There's a strike. Kept foul. Giants need a base runner to get the tying run to the plate. So Benoit out in front of Justin Maxwell.
Pitch he strikes out Crawford with. Good changeup. Take a look at it. You're convinced it's a fastball. You get out your front leg, and there's just not enough bat to reach out and make contact.
So here's Blanco. Blanco tripled in the 6th inning. I think they're looking pretty good for the Giants at that point. He tripled in Maxwell. He was standing at third, representing the tying run with 1 out, but he did not score. Blanco taking all the way, and that evens the count. Duffy on deck should Blanco reach. And a foul into the glove of Nieves. It's 1 and 2.
little foot movement in the box there by Blanco walking up on that pitch.
Hit out into left center field. It's going to be up, and he makes the catch. And that'll end the inning. Bottom of the 8th coming up. 6-4 Padres.
(6-4) Padres. We're in the bottom half of the 8th inning. G. Machi going to come out for his second inning of work.
You've seen Middlebrooks. Middlebrooks is 1 for 2. Giants pitchers just have not been able to get strike one this afternoon.
It's a lot easier to pitch when you can jump on top of a hitter. 0-1, so important.
That was a gift. 1 ball and 1 strike.
That is a gift. Craig Kimbrell, the closer for the Padres, heating up. And when I say heating up about Kimbrell, I mean that.
That's probably what he's doing.
Hard thrower that he is.
Three and 1. Center field while starting to carry on Blanco, but he's got room.
All right, time now for our player of the game. It's brought to you by Honda. We go back to 4th inning, bases loaded, 2-0 Giants, and all of a sudden it's 4-2 Padres. Wilton Nieves, who was the guy that was the catcher that caught Jake Peavy in his debut, burns him with his first big league grand slam and makes him our player of the game. Brought to you by Honda.
1 out. Here's Amarista. Amarista with a little flare down the left field line, and it's going to be foul.
Look out, Nori Aoki. Don't get tackled by that wall down there on the left field side.
0-1 to Amarista. And it's low. Davis is on deck. Foul back.
Staying inside. Bunching them up. He's had some really nice two-strike at-bats today. Remember back in the 6th inning with 2 outs and the 1-2 count, runner at second base, he hit a triple. It gave the Padres their 5th run. And here again in a two-strike situation, he comes up big with the swing of the bat.
Then Davis hitting off of Machi. And a toss to first, and Amarista's back.
Pay close attention to a base stealer. And Amarista will go if he gets a jump. He has his own green light.
Amarista goes, and there's a bouncing ball foul. Davis hit that ball right out of Buster Posey's catcher's mitt.
Yeah, he swung at that like it was a hit and run. You get the hit and run, you got to swing no matter where the pitch is. It could be a 4-hopper. You got to hack at it.
Take a look at this.
That ball was behind him.
So it's no balls and 1 strike. Amarista at first with 1 out. On the ground to Crawford. Crawford will get the out at first. Amarista moves into scoring position. So here's Vandenberg pinch hitting. And Bruce Bochy's coming out. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back.
Live, highlights, reaction, and analysis. And it's all coming up right after the game. See the statue out of the park, within the park, of the great Tony Gwynn. The pitcher now for Bruce Bochy is going to be Javier Lopez. Let's see what he did last year. He will face the left-handed hitting Corey Spangenberg.
With Amarista at second and 2 outs. Outside, not by much, 1 ball and no strikes. Yeah, we agree.
Get well, Vince. Yeah, it's hard to be patient.
So Lopez falls behind 2-0. And a strike. On the ground towards the hole. Crawford on the backhand. He's got to hurry, and they got him. 9th inning coming up. And the Giants need 2 to tie. Right here on Comcast Sportsnet Bay Area. See insider Alex Pavlovich. You'll have sounds from the Giants clubhouse, and you'll see highlights of the final round of the Masters. Padres with a 2-run lead, 6-4.
Now that means they're going to bring their new closer, Craig Kimbrell. Recorded his first save for the Padres Friday night against these very same Giants. 4th time he's been into a game. He's yet to give up anything outside of a couple of walks and 1 walk and a couple of knocks.
Facing Duffy. Duffy on the ground on 1 hop. 1 out.
Now, when he gets out the mound, he's got a lot of presence and he's got a lot of flame. A fastball that's mid to high 90s and a hard slider. And on top of that, there's shadows that are going between home plate and the mound. And you can see it sort of disappearing into the shadows. So There's the challenge.
So here's Pagan. And a strike to Pagan. Nori Aoki on deck. So it's a quick 0-2 to Pagan.
The most distinctive setup in the National League for a guy looking in to get a sign.
Two gone here in the ninth.
Just power, pure power, and he throws it in an angle that just gets completely on you. Powerfully built. He's not a tall pitcher. Built more like a catcher than a pitcher. But it is a complete power arm from the moment he releases that ball.
Giants need a base runner for Panic. And that pitch is wide. 1 ball and 1 strike. Aoki's 2 for 4 in this game.
About the time you're so preoccupied with 97, he drops a hard slider in on you, and he has excellent command of it. It's also a strikeout pitch, especially when he puts it down below the zone. One of the best strikeout guys in all of the big leagues.
Hit out to center field for Venable, and that's the ball game. Well, one bad pitch to Will Davis, and that changed the whole game.
Well, you're right. A grand slam. That put 4 runs on the board for San Diego and ruined the comeback to San Diego for Jake Peavy. And it ends the road trip. And the Giants now get to come home.
Giants 3-4 on this trip. And this afternoon, they lose this one by a final of 6-4. Stay tuned. Esurance Giants postgame live starts right now.